was a tavern. Remember how we'd laugh away the hours and dream of all the great things we would do.
Adventures in Charity. But we have a marvelous cast for you! Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Reed, Bill Card, Glenn Gover, John Connet, Eric Pinzer, Carl Anthony, all the way making the trip from Tacoma, Washington, Doug Mackey. We have Dave Becker, Mark Miller, Megan Maroney, Sheila Ward, no favorites, Mary Thompson Hunt, Andrea Kenny, Don McFarr, Jim Roberts on keyboard! Welcome to Adventures in Charity!
Soon the busy years went rushing by us. We lost our starry notions on the world. If by chance I'd see you in the tavern, we'd smile at one another and we'd say,
What would we say?
those were our days. Through the doors there came familiar laughter. Through the door there came drunken laughter. Face and heard you call my name.
Yo, Brad!
Oh my friends. Oh my friends, which older but no wiser. 'Cause in our hearts, our dreams are still the same. Those were our days, my friends. We thought they'd never end. We sing and dance forever and a day. We live the life we choose. We find it never lose. Over there, oh yes, over the day. La 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 la
Thank you. Okay, everybody go away. That's it. That's the show. No.
Lights, please.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the cast awkwardly exits, let's give them another round of applause. As they began. Everybody doing right?
Yeah!
All right, very good. My name's Graham Murphy. Welcome to Adventures in Charity. We have a wonderful, wonderful lineup for you tonight. All sorts of wonderful things at the silent auction to check out. Lots of little news briefs will be coming your way. But before any further ado, I talk for a living. You never know. I'd like to bring up our producer, Mr. Robert Crosscurry.
Thank you, friends and fellow adventurers in Kungaloosh. You know, the reason why we get all the Disney people that are cast members out at this time is because we're going to make all of you feel like you really were in the Adventurers Club, and the way you're stuffed in right now, you feel like you're the Adventurers Club the last week, right? Because we didn't want anybody to be left out of this wonderful experience. However, to do it correctly, I'm not worthy, as you know, to do this properly. The person that founded the Adventure Club, nay, all of Pleasure Island, would be Merriweather Pleasure, and I understand that he's present, so let's bring Merriweather Pleasure up with a big round of applause. And I will turn the microphone over.
Gets old, doesn't it? Kungaloosh, adventurers! Well, thank you all for coming tonight. It's been a fantastic weekend. I must thank two individuals for finding the Funmeister totem last night, Charles Thatcher and Flying Jack Grayson. Over there, look at them. They actually beat Colonel Wayne Phoenix Swagger in a very final, down-to-the-minute, amazing...
2 minutes, 2 minutes left.
Thank you. Anyway, so, thank you for finding this idol. It was fantastic. No!
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So, we're going to continue with learning how to become a member of the Adventurers Club. First, we're going to be learning the club salute. So we're going to take our right hands, put them splayed over your belly button. Any lower would be a completely different salute. Wave it back and forth like a fish, swing upstream. Take a drink of an invisible drink. Salute the heavens and say, Kungaloosh! Kungaloosh! Of course, Kungaloosh is the all-purpose Adventurers Club word to mean different things based on the inflection. Hello, Kungaloosh, goodbye, Kungaloosh. Kiss me quick, the love is approaching the village, Kungaloosh. Now, turn to an adventurer and say Kungaloosh to them.
Kungaloosh.
Kungaloosh. Kungaloosh, Kungaloosh, Kungaloosh. Now, of course, this is something when you're adventuring across the country, across the world. If you see someone who has that steely gaze of an adventurer, stare at them, give them a salute, and they give it back. You now have adventurer's privilege. You can spend an entire week bored with them for the entire week. It's fantastic. If they don't return it, turn and run. You're going to be arrested. Now we're going to learn the Adventurers Club Creed, put down in 1927 by myself. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. No, not that. No. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Merriweather.
Oh, Merriweather.
We climb the highest mountains.
We climb the highest mountains.
Just to get a better view.
Just to get a better view.
We plumb the deepest oceans.
We plumb the deepest oceans.
We're daring through and through.
We're daring through and through.
We cross the scorching deserts.
We cross the scorching deserts.
Martini in our hands.
Martini in our hands.
We ski the polar ice caps.
We ski the polar ice caps.
In tuxedo looking grand.
In tuxedo looking grand.
We are reckless, brave and loyal.
We are reckless, brave and loyal.
And valiant to the end.
And valiant to the end.
If you come in here a stranger,
If you come in here a stranger,
you will exit as a friend.
you will exit as a friend.
Come on! Excellent. You are 2/3 of the way to a full adventurous spot. Now, turn us over to the Colonel.
Well, at this time we need a volunteer because we need. Knuckles has departed.
Yes.
He's not really there. Knuckles has departed, so we need a volunteer to do the keyboard. Oh, Hank? Did someone say Hank would do the keys for us? Well, come on up.
To assist you, sir.
Well, please come on up and assist, young man. Just go right in there. Big hand for Hank the Key. Because as you know, the last thing left, and we're not going to do all the shtick with it because I want to get to the real entertainment, is we're going to do the adventurers. I'm sorry. Did you need to do it somewhere? We're going to do the Colonel's all-purpose adventuring song. And so we need a key. Hank, can you figure out a key for us here?
You have plenty to choose from.
You got there's a black one, a white one, just get a couple.
1 second.
He's conferring with
He's
someone.
working out which one Bill see. It's the one in the middle.
Marching along, we're adventurers, singing the song of adventurers. Up or down, north, south, east or west, and adventurers' life is best.
One more time.
Marching along, we're adventurers, singing the song of adventurers. Up or down, north, south, east or west, and adventurers' life is best. And adventurers' life is best.
Congaloo! And now, folks, before we really get this show on the road, we are going to do one last thing, and that is tell you about voting. Because there are a lot of charities represented, last Adventures in Charity, and this is the final one. We didn't get all the tokens back. So please use your chips and vote for all these great charities, because the way this works, in case you didn't know it, is 70% of the money is divided among all of the charities. The top 3 vote getters get an additional spiff. The third place vote getter will get an additional 5% of that money, the second place an additional 10%, and the first place vote getter an additional 15%. They're all worthy charities. We're glad to support them, so thanks for coming out. And now, without any further ado, the one and only Graham Murphy!
That's MC Graham Murphy. It's grammar time. These folks are so easy. Please remain so. Lots of fun things. They're like, well, look what we have here. Not Babylonia.
No,
It's Babylonia.
it is me, Fabulonia.
Almighty for copyright infringement purposes must be Babylonia.
Yes, it's I, Fabulonia, the great Fabellini, Fabulosio, Fabahoo. I am here to talk about my charity.
Oh, really? You have a
Yeah,
charity?
it's a dried up quarry in Bloomington, Indiana. Lots of things in here are drying up, and that's just one of them.
Well, Babs, here we are, our very final adventures in charity.
I would cry tears out of my eyes, but as you can see, my eyes don't move.
No, there wasn't time or budget for that, I'm afraid.
Which sadly means I'm fixated on Julie, who is already pelvic thrusting in the aisle. Security, security.
Julie, let's keep the aisle dancing to a minimum for sight. So people can see.
Your mic goes out, right?
My charity is for new microphones. Yeah, very good. Babylonia, you're the sister of, or Fabulonia.
Fabulonia, my sister is
Fabulonia.
yeah. She's hanging out at Jock Lindsay's hangar bar.
I hear she's doing great.
She's in a crate.
Oh, crate.
Crate.
She's doing crate.
Yeah. Now, Graham.
Yeah.
I am, the big head honcho here.
Yes, you come from a family of big heads.
Yes.
We have a special guest who's a little head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would pay for a little head.
Well, we'll find out what his charity is. wait a minute. Well, let's make this a little
Yes,
better
I
for
will
you.
put more lung into it, but I don't have it. Give me my... What do you...
Oh no, it's raining. It's all going to heck in a handbag. There you go. Hello, Weasel.
That's right, it's Weasel. Copyright infringement. It's a weasel with a B. I will do my best shouting yesterday. Done no more to hell.
Now that's
They killed the club and now they want to keep it dead. What for it?
I know. They blew it up and made a wall where BET was. That's.
Oh, no.
Oh yes, yeah. It's
Hello,
Babylonian. It's Babylonian.
Fabalonia with a B. It's not Liza with a Z, it's Fabalonia with a B.
You cannot put anything past her. She always had a good head on her shoe.
Oh yes.
Thanks for bringing up the
She always had good head.
Yeah. Well, and you have a lot in common. You're just heads.
What I do? But I get around.
Oh yes. Oh, they remember. So that's a very different kind of turban.
But yes, that's right. You know the charity I'm doing is, you can tell you about, you got the little sheet there, yes?
The charity that you're doing?
Charity, and everyone can give to this charity.
Oh, really?
That's right, everyone can give to this charity by only $1 or $2.
Oh, yes. Oh, you're referring to, ladies and gentlemen, when you walked in, I don't know if you noticed, but there was cards with rainbow ribbons. These little rainbows right there, this is the Rainbow Ribbon Project. It was started right after the Pulse tragedy by Ben Johansson. He's the one of the owners of Embellish Effects. He can't make it here this evening, but he's helped to sponsor some elements of the show. Let's give him a round of applause. Our goal before the night is over is to have everybody wearing one of these ribbons for a minimum donation of $1. You can get one. They were at the check-in. We'll bring them in and have them. We'll have them put on the table for the silent auction back there, and you can put money in a little box there and grab a ribbon. Part of the money, of course, it goes to awareness. But some of the money goes to LGBTQ kids who want to go to college, but their parents have kicked them out and disowned them.
That's right.
So we encourage you to just pop $1 in the box, more if you feel like it. It'd be wonderful if everybody was wearing a ribbon by the end of the night.
I cannot wear a ribbon, otherwise I would have to do like Johnny Rotten. I'd have to put it through my cheek or something. It's a pin! People, that's why I'm wearing the hat.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been very sympathetic because I'm only myself.
You're Omni?
Well, there is bi and fan. I'm only. I will do anything.
So you're genie fluid.
I will.
I've got 5 minutes on genie fluid. I got 5 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Weasel and Babylonian! All right, let's bring up the lovely Megan Maroney, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Megan, darling, here's the mic.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about your charity.
I have chosen Better Life Pet Rescue.
Oh, yes. Oh, we have another one. Is it Dawn? Come on up here.
Oh, join me, Dawn.
That's right.
Yeah, she's on
Ladies
her
and
way.
gentlemen, Dawn McFly. That's why it says Megan and
We
Dawn.
have indeed.
Yes.
Thank you. I chose that because, of course, Jody Chase is a magnificent performer in the Central Florida area. Many of you know her as well. But she is, yes, absolutely. Round of applause for Jody Chase because she is freaking awesome. I personally found a kitten in the parking lot of Universal Studios around Horror Nights around 10 years ago. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And she helped me get the cat to the vet, make made sure it was okay and everything was good, and she helped me try and find a foster, and I got mad when other people pet it, and so now I've had a cat for 10 years. But my story is not uncommon with Jody Chase and pets. And any way I can help her for the way that she helped me is what I am trying to do. So that is why that is my charity.
And I also chose Jody Chase's charity because if you are an animal lover and you live in the Central Florida area and you find an animal anywhere on the side of the road, at a bank, anywhere at all, if you can catch it, she will help you to get it fixed, taken care of, and then off into the world. And she was also trying to help me place several cats, so I may now own more than 3. And that,
It's not a contest, Dawn.
and I'm not going to say an actual number. We're just going to leave it there. So yes, I'd like to be able to take.
So there will be
back.
kittens in baskets.
So make a donation and literally help us knock down the number of cats that we own. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's hear it for a better life pet rescue. And I give you the lovely Megan Maroney.
I will be very brief. I just wanted to take a moment to say I only sang this song once in the club. It was my final night in the club before it closed. And good, bad, or indifferent, anything that I do well as an improviser or an interactive performer is because of the people I got to work with every single day at the Adventurers Club. Anything I do bad is because I am not as good as most of the people I worked with at the Adventurers Club. So I want to thank the heart and soul of the club, which was every actor who walked through those doors and made you laugh and made me intimidated and made me want to get to the level that they were at. So thank you, everybody who was a teacher for me. You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they still say, I love you. On that you can rely. No matter what the future brings, as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts filled with passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate that no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by.
Johnny Connon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about John's charity. John, tell us about your charity.
Well, my charity is called Florida Little Dog Rescue because I don't care about cats. a dog first. That was a terrible thing to say. No, I love all animals. But yes, Better Life Pet Rescue is a wonderful charity and they do great things. So I was hoping to spread the love a little bit and denote my charitable donations to Florida Little Dog Pet Rescue. So, thank you.
Thank you, John. That sounds wonderful and magical. You like magic tricks?
I do love magic.
You love magic tricks?
As a matter of fact.
Well, go over there and tell me about it.
I would love to.
Oh, wow, look at you.
Working on some tricks.
I happen to see a magic cloak.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, the thing that I've always hoped I could accomplish with magic is
cloakage.
Yeah.
Oh, this is light. It must be a diet cloak.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, watch here. Let's put this right here.
What I've hoped for
Yes, let's see.
is
if I can make something
if I could make anything appear
magically
in this room,
let's see.
it would be a
Hold on.
very hot man.
Zeus goes fishing, ladies and gentlemen.
In the flesh.
In the flesh. Zeus.
Wow, that is quite a patina.
It's been 10 years. So speaking of 10 years, so that's been a while. What have you been doing since the club closed?
Well, the first thing I did when the club closed was I stopped waxing. I didn't have to worry about Disney looking.
Rent yourself out as a Brillo pad.
I have. Oh, yeah. Work opportunities were slim.
So,
all I knew was statue work.
Oh, really?
Yes. I did 2 years in the living room of Charlie Sheen.
Really?
I've seen some things.
I see.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So you hung out at Charlie Sheen's, and then what did that lead to?
Well, I had to get out of there eventually, and then I wanted to return to what I loved, which is of course fishing. I love fishing, so I did 2 years, 2 seasons of Deadliest Catch.
I watched all that. I don't remember seeing.
No, a cutting room floor.
I see.
They didn't like it.
Story of my life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
After that, I wanted to keep going in the film and television industry, so I moved to Atlanta.
Right, because there's no tax incentives to do
where you
anything
go.
here in Florida. Hollywood East my ass. Sorry, bitter actor speaking, bitter actor.
But I turned, working in the film and television industry, I turned this classic pose.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Turned it to here.
Oh, nice.
Highly sought after boom mic operator.
Very nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Zeus. He'll be around all night. Zeus, make yourself comfortable. Let's see, is that chair taken?
I'll go.
You'll go over there? Our room over there?
I'll be around.
Okay.
I want to sing boom operator. Boom operator.
All right. Well, thank you, John. Tell us about your charity. Let's bring up the illustrious Joe Reed, ladies. Now, Joe, it's just 2 days away from knee replacement surgery, ladies and gentlemen. So let us watch as he makes his way up the stairs. Oh,
So close!
Now, if that doesn't make you vote for my charity, then screw you.
go for the pity vote. What is your charity, Joe?
My charity is Actors Fund. It's for actors who are down and out, people who need helping hand actors in the community. I used it once when I was a young actor in New York, and my father had a stroke. I couldn't get home to see him, and I went to the Actors Fund. They gave me an airplane ticket, and at the time it seemed like a fortune, $200, to go down and be with my dad in his last days. So, to the Actors Fund.
Very good, Joe. Well, since you're up on stage, you want to regale us with
what the hell?
All right. Joe Reed, ladies and gentlemen.
This is so unexpected.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a little song Here's a little song I wrote, and I hope you do too. I come from Minnesota. I went to Tokyo to visit the land of enchantment and quaint pagoda. I almost died the night they tried to make me eat that yucky sushi. They say it tastes so yummy, but hey, I ain't no dummy. I knew no way it would stay down in my tummy, and I was right. I took a bite, no like icky yucky sushi. It took some wine, but I finally agreed to eat that dish of dead fish and seaweed. What happened next, I don't know. I loosened my kimono and made a noise like the voice of Yoko Ono. And just like that, right on the mat, me sicky icky yucky sushi. Yucky sushi. Don't eat raw squid like I did, cause it's true. It makes you do like when you got the flu. So if you're in Nagoya, here's a suggestion for ya. Take my advice, sit with rice, and think twice before ya bow in disgrace. Lose lunch and face. No picky icky yucky sushi. Don't like that icky yucky sushi. Up yucky icky yucky sushi.
Joe, I just want you to know my kids have been very good this year.
There we go. Slowly.
Vote for the Actors Fund. Look at this poor old guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's Jim Roberts on the keyboard. Let's go over to Jim. Talk about Jim's charity. Hiya, Jim. I'm doing well. Tell us a little bit about your charity.
Yeah, my charity is the Dravet Syndrome charity. And my wife, who I noticed come in the back, she used to play tenor saxophone with Frankie and the West End Boys. And we have a 14-year-old boy, and he's 6'3", wears size 13 shoes. Anyway, her brother has a daughter, and her daughter is named Luella. They live up in Minnesota, and she has Dravet syndrome, and basically she has a couple hundred. She's 8 years old, and she's already had a couple hundred seizures.
Okay.
And the prognosis for Dravet kids is that they usually have a lot of seizures when they're young, and then the seizures taper off when they get to be 7, 8, 9 years old. But they very rarely live past 9 years old. They usually have a massive seizure and then pass away. She's now 8.5. She'll be 9 in a month or so. So we're just kind of hoping for the best. They started her on some new medicine, and she's actually gone 170 some days without a seizure.
Wow.
Whatever you can do, I'd be glad to limp. If I had a cane, I would do that.
Jim Roberts, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Andy, come on up. Let's talk about our charity. Andrea Candy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I don't know. How many people saw Gypsy? Mama Rose. You didn't see it. You were up on stage all the time. You didn't see it. So, Andy and I are both giving to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We both have stories about what makes it personal to ourselves. I'll let Andy start, and then I'll tell you mine.
In 1998, my dad was diagnosed with CLL, which is chronic lymphocytic leukemia, but at stage 0, and thankfully he was asymptomatic until he died over a year ago, and immediately, my sister and I were like, we feel so lucky he's at stage 0, and that was almost 20 years ago, and so we just started doing years after years after years of mentorship work and raising funds for team and training, where you go do marathons, a completely unnatural thing for Irish people to do. So we would like do them in Dublin where we could drink on the trail, whatever. But yeah, but we just it's kind of a feeling of gratitude. There's so many people who do not have the luck, and sadly enough, I've had fairly a large amount of friends who are Italian, and if you get CLL and you're Italian, it's almost definitively a very short time before you're gone. So I was so lucky to have my dad almost 20 years before it never even took him. So it's my way to give back and out of gratitude.
Excellent. And I became we all have someone in our lives, and I would venture to say a lot of you, who cancer has touched their life. And a few years back, I lost my beloved mother-in-law, Marlene Coslin. And in honor of her, every year, my ex-wife, Jody Lane, who's somewhere back there, I think I see her waving in the back there. She raises money for team and training for the runs to honor and raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Again, with the talking problem. And she does it, it's Team Marlene in honor of Marlene Coslin. So we are sharing a tube. We share a tube.
Not the first time.
No.
I don't know what that means.
You say anything like an innuendo and people go, oh. Great thing about a sexual innuendo is it can be taken more than one way. I'm doing this while my 15-year-old daughter's in the crowd. Okay. Yes, great parenting. So please feel free to donate. The way that it works is you can buy a poker chip. Do not keep the poker chip. We have a problem with people keeping the poker chip. The poker chip is for you to vote on a charity, and
The charity that gets the most votes, they get a little bit more at the till. So it's a popularity contest as well. And I'm just saying, there's two of us. So it's us against Better Life Pet Rescue.
Andrea County, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not, this is all friendly competition.
I've had booze all my life. Let's bring up Doug Mackey, ladies and gentlemen.
Doug, there's a microphone for you to talk to.
This mic is suspect as that mic?
Yes.
That mic is suspect.
So here's what I think it is. I think it's a volume thing, and so we have to pull back a little bit.
All right, I can do
so
that.
when we peak in volume, but when we peak in volume, it cuts out. Is that a fair assessment? Is that what the sound guy goes?
I think that was a good theory, don't you? As good as anything else.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Doug, tell me about your charity.
Yes, my charity is I'm from the Great Pacific Northwest, and my charity is the Wilderness Society, which is a charity that is attempts really to preserve wilderness in the United States, wherever it may be. There's some of it in the Pacific Northwest, and it is the way things are going. Sometimes monuments shrink. It happens exactly, but that thing's something. So whereas I don't have a personal story like some of these other folks do. But my charity, it's important because if you do not give to this charity, the entire ecological complex of the world will collapse and you'll all be dead!
Pull back. Not to be alarmist.
I am a doom peddler.
That's true. But something to consider when you're voting for charities. This man flew in all the way from Tacoma, Washington to be here. He hasn't been in Orlando in 22 years, and he came back for you.
Thank you. And I think he's going to do a little number for us. Doug Mackey, ladies and gentlemen. 5'2", eyes are blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other pose. Has anybody seen my gal? Well, if you run into a 5'2", covered in fur, diamond rings and all those things, bet you laugh it is not her. Could she love? Could she woo? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my gal? Well, let me see. Yes, could you be my gal? Is it possible? Face the light, my dear. Yes. How tall are you? Be real.
5'2".
That's what I thought. I had you pegged for 62 inches. And your eyes?
Very blue.
This is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to have to work this a little bit. Remember now. That's all right. Well, okay. Well, you're in my top 10. Oh, let's make a top 5. Hey! 2. 5'2". 5'2". Eyes are blue, but oh, what those 5 foot can do. Has anybody seen my gal? Why did I leave her? Turn down hose, never had no other vote. Has anybody seen my gal? Well, if you run into 5'2", covered in fur, diamond rings, all those things, could you laugh it is not her? Could she love? Could she woo? Could she Has anybody seen my, you know what I mean by, has anybody seen my gal? Doug Mackey, ladies and gentlemen. All the way from Washington, Doug Mackey.
Where's Mark Miller? Is Mark Miller around here? Mark Miller. Mark Miller. Back there.
At the bar.
Oh yeah, Mark.
Hey.
Hey, Mark, come on up here. Talk about your charity. Well, nobody knows they're next. That's how it works here. Oh, look at this. You've been working out?
I have. Yes.
Doing your
yes, you're doing crunches.
Your pyrotes. Thanks for taking that charity. Now, Mark has a charity that he's sponsoring.
I do.
Sponsoring that is very, very near and dear to me and my heart. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
I certainly will. I'm with a band called Rusty Cutlass. That's Rusty with an R. So I will be performing a little bit later on, but one of the members of our group is Graham's brother, Andy Murphy.
Yes. Where are you, Andy?
Andy is here, right over there.
There he is, back there in the corner there.
And Andy is here tonight with his lovely wife, Amanda. There's Amanda right there. You don't have to stand up, just wave, everybody. Amanda, unfortunately, has been battling, but very bravely battling, esophageal cancer. And she's been struggling with that, but she's doing well. She's here tonight, and we are going to ask you to contribute to Andy and Amanda and help them cover their medical bills.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Very good. Thank you, brother. So you see, I'd already committed to a charity, and when Mark said, hey, how about we help your brother, and I could be in the show, and I said, well, you can't say no to that. So that's how Mark got in the show. Because it was a good idea, and I was so grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's also bring up Glenn Gover to talk a little bit about his. There, pick one, Glenn. Good for you.
I am here supporting the Haven of Hope Ministries of Central Florida. They support people infected with HIV and also the homeless in the city. They supply food baskets to hundreds of families every month, and they provide spiritual support for the same. And they have a clothing pantry as well for people that need bedding and stuff for the homeless. And please give your support. They're a very small organization, and every cent you give will be well. Thank you.
Very good.
I'll just, Glenn, could you put that back where you found it? There we go.
Of course I will.
Doesn't mean I'm gay, it just means I like it. Speaking of which, let's bring up Eric Pender. Eric's coming out tonight. There you go, Eric. Oh, I'm a quart low. How about that?
So she didn't let me pull that out.
I don't want to cheat on Glenn.
It's admirable in this day and age.
So tell us about your chair. Oh, now, ladies and gentlemen,
there was some confusion because people didn't know I was gay, so I thought I was playing for another charity.
Well, I'm not playing for that charity. No. What?
If you know what I mean.
There was a couple of errors in the program and on the website. I had used old information from, some of these people are repeat offenders here for Adventures in Charity.
Community service.
That's right. So tell us about what your actual charity is.
My actual charity is the Center. They just opened a place in Kissimmee. There's also one downtown. It's for, yes, thank you, Julie. It's for LGBT community. They do free HIV testing. They do a number of great things for the community. They just opened a center in Kissimmee. It's a safe haven for gay people. I just want to say, if you've ever been to a theme park, you owe your entire day to gay people. We may be 10% of the population. We were 100% of your goddamn vacation.
Thank goodness they hire straight people.
I have good friends that are straight people.
Is that your best friend?
Yeah, you know, I have some straight. As long as I don't try to convert you or like touch you, it's fine. I hate the sin, not the sinner.
I don't know what hashtag this is.
Us too.
Ladies and gentlemen, to sing for you, Eric Pender.
I like to do, and it has audience participation, and you are all jammed in here, so someone's going to lose an eye. Digits. All right. You start out with a jaunty. All right. Arms akimbo. I used to dance under that name. And the first part goes, what ho, Mrs. Brisket? Okay, what ho is like, oh, hello, it's a greeting. It's not quantitative. It's not which ho. All right. What ho is a greeting. So you're saying hi to Mrs. Brisket. Jaunty, like you're walking down the street. Okay, we start again. And what ho, Mrs. Brisket? Why not take a plunge and risk it? So for this, you're going to want to plunge and hit your head on the table. So if you don't make it through all 4 verses, we'll know you're a wuss. Okay? Why not take a plunge and risk it? Right, swim. Water's warm and there ain't no crabs. And then you do this on crabs. And if you hit your junk, we're going to know. So at the beginning, for everybody, here we go. And what ho, Mrs. Brisket? Why not take a plunge and risk it? The water's warm and there ain't no crabs. All right, this part. Have a lot of fun among the shrimps and dabs. See, we didn't have dabbing back when the club was open. Otherwise, I would have done that bit today. And, all right? So, water's warm, ain't no crabs. Have a lot of fun among the shrimps and dabs. I'm gonna need that drink right now, by the way. Alright, have a lot of fun with the shrimps and dabs. Alright, this is the shark. So, if for a lark some saucy old shark takes a nibble on your chocolate biscuit. Okay, those of you with side boob now, please be very careful at this point in time. The shark. 10 years later, I have side boob. Okay. Alright. If for a lark some saucy old shark takes a nibble on your chocolate biscuit, then swim for the shore and the crowd will roar. Oh, Mrs. Brisket. All right, do the whole thing. Here we go. Arms akimbo. I took my day off for this. You better appreciate this. What ho, Mrs. Brisket? Why not take a plunge and risk it? Swim! The water's warm and there ain't no crabs. You'll have a lot of fun among the shrimps and dabs. If for a lark some sauce out, it's nibble on a chocolate biscuit. Ow! Swim for the shore and the crowd will roar. What ho, Mrs. Brisket? All right, faster. What ho, Mrs. Brisket? Why not take a plunge and risk it? What did I do? Water's warm and there ain't no crabs. You'll have a lot of fun among the shrimps and dabs. If for a lark some saucy old shark takes a minute to rehearse this. Swim for the shore and the crowd will roar. What ho, Mrs. Brisket? Faster! What ho, Mrs. Brisket? Why not take a plunge and risk it? Water's warm, there ain't no crabs. Have a lot of fun among the shrimps and dabs. For a lark, some saucy old shark takes a nibble on your chocolate biscuit. Swim for the shore and the crowd will roar. What ho, Mrs. Brisket? Impossible speed. What ho, Mrs. Brisket? Why not take a plunge and risk it? Water's warm, there ain't no crabs. Have a lot of fun among the shrimps and dabs. For a lark, some saucy old shark takes a nibble on your chocolate biscuit. Swim for the shore and the crowd will roar. What ho, Mrs. Brisket? Thank you, support me.
A few announcements here. Let's bring our producer back up, Rob Croskery. So Rob, would you explain the challenge coins to everyone and how that
All right, now the challenge coins that are on your tables if you're a table person, and if you are a theater person in the back, hello! You still have an opportunity to obtain said challenge coins, at least a few of them, because we have a few left, by purchasing them and supporting charity in the far back corner. where somebody is wildly gesticulating. Yes, back there. And they're $5 a piece, and you have a limit of 2 because we'd like everybody who wants one to buy one. A challenge coin is used by most military units. For example, I often carry 3 of them, one in Special Operations Command, one for a Lieutenant Colonel, one for the Military Academy, and so forth. And if you go into a bar, now, does anyone here ever go into a bar?
Never.
I thought so.
Not anymore!
Yeah, being the heritage I have with Megan Maroney in Andy County, it's rare that I pass a bar. Lecturer O'Hodges would tell you that. So, if you walk into a bar and you see a fellow adventurer after you've met their steely glare, Bernie, yes, steely glare, after you then can pull out your challenge coin. Whip it up. Whip out your challenge coin. You place it on the bar, and you see whether or not said adventurer has brought the challenge coin with him or her. And if they have, and they slap their coin on the bar, you must buy them a drink. However, if they have neglected to bring said challenge coin and do not slap it on the bar, they buy you a drink. Now, this is probably not a good night to try it. However, if there's a whole bunch of adventurers in the bar, you engage all of their steely glares, slap your coin out, and then you see who reaches and slaps their own coins out, and everybody that has coins gets a drink bought for them by those who do not. So now you know how it works. That is your challenge coin. It is your gift. Actually, your purchase as part of this charity. And we hope that you enjoy them. Thank you.
Very good, Rob. People may buy it. Yes, that's the whole thing. There you go.
Oh yes, they can also buy lanyards.
And you can buy lanyards too.
Wow.
Yes. Isn't that sad, ladies and gentlemen? A lawyer who never passed the bar. Sad, sad. All right, folks. We have more charities we'll talk about in Act 2. Remember, there's more stuff to bid on in the silent auction. We talked about some of the charities, to get your ribbon. And to bring us home into our first intermission, Don McFarr, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Graham Murphy. All right, I just want to say before we head into our first intermission that this club we all know, we all love, and even though it hasn't physically been there in a very long time, and moving forward past this final charity event, it's so special that whenever you meet someone who had been there as a guest or someone who had performed there, as soon as you acknowledge that you knew that place together, there's an instant energy and just...
699.
Are you calling a cab? I don't know what's happening. I support you though. I support that. I just want to say it'll always be here in our hearts, and it will just always be home. I'm home. It's great to be here. Adventure keeps calling my name. I'd like to stay for about a year, but adventure keeps calling my name. I've been away so long, I've missed you so, and I can tell that you feel the same. I haven't felt so welcome since I don't know when. That's why I've come to see you all again. But it's time to pack my bags again, 'cause adventure keeps calling my name. Since I've been gone, hey, you've lost some weight. Adventure keeps calling my name. And you've lost some hair, but on you it looks great. Adventure keeps calling my name. I've been away so long, I've missed you so. I'm gonna do this one again. Oh goodness. Oh, okay. I think I just got a bonus for the show. No, thank you for being such a gentleman. All right. Sahara too, 'cause adventure keeps calling my name. Samantha.
keeps calling my name. I ran into the wild man of Borneo. By the time that I was through, he was tame. I got a little bored among the upper crust. I'd rather take a risk, my hair can get mussed. I'm never gonna shake this wanderlust. Adventure keeps calling my name. It just keeps calling my name. I'll stay the night, but then I'm gone. And we're into intermission.